Blessings, beloveds. I am here today to share with you our blueprinting, our collective blueprinting trip. I just completed a section of the Diamond Grid here on the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt. This is what I call part of the spinal column of Gaia. It has to do with the volcanic belts that run through the planet that help to facilitate, like the spinal column of our bodies, the energy grids of our body, like the vertical pillar that we have, the central channel that the diamond grids run into, all from and into. So I had received in November the information that for the next 6 months I would be here in Mexico, and I would be activating the grids, the diamond grids along the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt. I have already done 2 of those trips. One was in the state of Jalisco at Lake Chapala and a town called Mascota. And then the other was in the state of Nayarit. And those both, I did a write-up and some pictures, so if I manage to, I'll put it here in a video format. If not, they can be found in my blog. So this trip was, it was the longest one of the journeys that I'm going to have to take in order to activate this entire volcanic belt. It took me to the state of Colima, Michoacan, and Jalisco. And I am currently living in Jalisco, Mexico for 6 months in order to take care of this, facilitate this work while I'm here. So in this particular video, I have gone out from Puerto Vallarta, where I'm stationed on the Stargate here at Banderas Bay. Absolutely beautiful, phenomenal place. The whales, here are always, they're running the energy lines. They're such beautiful helpers. We just had a huge activation on the winter solstice. Myself, Christos, my beloved, and another, actually the gatekeeper for here, one of the gatekeepers, he facilitated. We went out, and when there was the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, I was told there was going to be an injection from the cosmic sun, the great cosmic sun, that day via those stargates. So we were to bring those into the grids here. So I did birth those into the grids, but the 2 gentlemen helped me by lending their energy. We combined our light bodies along with the whales and cleared the line from this stargate at Banderas Bay to the stargate at Uluru in Australia. So Puerto Vallarta, a beautiful stargate we activated last year. There's a video on this channel to show you some of the beauty. So that's where the journey started this time. I rented a car here in Puerto Vallarta and drove to specific places. Always when I'm doing this blueprinting, I have an idea. So it's like I know where I need to go, but then there's a flow. You just allow the eternal now to take you to that place, or where you're going to sleep that night, or however it, whatever it flows. I always get the information in the now, down to exactly what hotel to stay in, and sometimes what to eat or drink. It's very specific, and I do that by tuning into the heart to ensure that I am making the highest choice in that moment. So on this journey, I didn't start videoing until I was at the 3rd stop. So I'm going to take you through a series of photographs, and then we will go into the video portion, and I'll just come on and off via this to narrate some of the places for you. This was an 8-day journey. It took me over 2,000 kilometers through Mexico, portion of Mexico that it's just beautiful. I worked with Volcan de Colima, Nevado de Colima, Volcan Tequila, Volcan Tancitaro. We worked with Volcan La Puerta, and we were bringing in, connecting all of these grids. So I did my best once I started rolling the camera, because this is new for me. This is something that's come strong, very, very strong for me this year, is to start rolling the camera and sharing with you all, so that, because it is you as consciousness, and so that we can feel all as one going through this blueprinting, which is, as we build our cosmic blueprint, we are embodying higher frequencies as a collective, which means that our light body, can be activated. And that's what we're doing when, I'm going out as a conduit for the collective, for consciousness, for the one. So the first place that I stopped was called Barra de Navidad. It's a little beach town. It was actually my only stop on the ocean, and then I went inland for the rest of the trip. There I activated a portal and just kind of cleared the land, and I'll show you some photographs, and then we'll move on to the next stop. After I left Barra de Navidad, I continued driving into the state of Colima, and that's when I first got the first glimpse of Volcan de Colima, which is also called Volcan Fuego, because it's a fire volcano. It's the divine masculine, and he is active, a very active volcano. And next to him sits the divine feminine, Nevado de Colima. And so I was driving down the road, and you'll see a picture where I saw them for the first time from far away. And it was just so exciting to see them and feel them for the first time as I made my way into my first stop for the night, which was Comala. The next morning I drove up to Fuego. Actually, I drove through a place called Zona Magico, which is the magic zone. It is where the magnetics of the planet are very strong, and so the car actually goes up the hill in neutral, and it's very fun. So I took a video there. When I went to Volcan Fuego, everything was closed up because of COVID. And so I stood at a distance to do the work and receive the codes and work with activating that Stargate. So I did not take a video at that time. Something else I wanted to share was, on this journey, I have met every time the guardian or gatekeeper of these places. So for instance, the first night I ended up at a hotel in Comala, and it also, when I was thinking about hiking up the summit of the volcano, I was looking around the internet for information, and I kept coming across this name called Jupiter, and this is the man that would take people up. He takes people to both the Fuego and to Nevado on tours, and it turns out that I ended up at his house, which is a hotel, for the night. And through meditation was revealed that he was the guardian gatekeeper of the land. And so we did transfer light. And so it's a really beautiful thing. This is the thing about being in the now and not having a plan of what hotel I'm going to stay at, and just letting things unfold. So the next section that you'll see will be Colima. This again there's a short video there. So yeah, thanks. Okay, we're on the Zona Magica, and the car is rolling backwards up the hill because the magnetics of the planet are so strong right here. And I'm so tickled. And it feels so funny inside of me. My light body is absolutely going crazy right now. And I wanted to video the car. Look, I stopped it, and now I'm going, and it's going backwards up the hill. This is so amazing. I'm really enjoying this. and I wanted to share it with you guys this morning. I'm actually on my way to the volcano, Volcan de Colima, which is the Fuego volcano, and it's just, let's see if I could show you with my finger, above that tree there, in the back of it. You could barely see the volcano from where I'm sitting, and that's where I'm heading today. But I wanted to share the magic zone with you guys, and it's just a really powerful magnetic line on Gaia, and it is got me very high and comical this morning. So I love you so much. Yeah, have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye. I'm gonna take a break. I'll film again. So I just finished the work here, but I have to get some energy in my body right now. And so where we're at, we're currently standing on Volcan Nevado de Colima. There's a volcano in Jalisco, Mexico. The summit is just over there. But, oh, that's better. We're not summiting today. Today, this is Volcán de Fuego, otherwise known as Volcán de Colima, in the state of Colima, Mexico. And this is where we started out this morning. You remember Volcán Fuego. We drove 3 hours to the base of Nevado that I'm standing on, and hiked an hour here in order to complete everything we just completed and activate these two. This is the Divine Masculine of this grid section, and we're standing on the Divine Feminine where the birth just happened. And out that way is another volcano called Paricutin and Pico something. I can't recall the name in Spanish off the top of my head, and that's the child, and we'll be heading there tomorrow to fully activate this grid section. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because that is something that has come through strongly for me, is that to share more of the journey, because it is our journey, as one consciousness. And it was a hike in the heat and cold, actually, both, to get up here, and a long drive. So anyway, that's it for today, I think. And I'm gonna finish my cacao power bar. That is the only way that seems to get me through some of this work. It isn't, when I say work is joy. It's enjoyable to come to all these places and hike them and discover all these places on Gaia, and be the conduit that connects it to the cosmos. It's very joyous thing, and so on New Earth, in the higher dimensions, work is joy. When you go to work, it's doing something you enjoy doing. So yeah, so that's good. Thanks for tuning in, and I love you so much, all of you. And I'll leave you with this shot of the valley out here before I say goodbye. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a massive valley down there from whence we came this morning. So one more shot of Volcán de Fuego, because this is an active volcano. It's actually a very young volcano, and it's feisty and does go off from time to time. So I was hoping we might get to see some poofs of smoke and ash while we were here, but I suppose it's safer this way. I did ask for clear skies so we could see a clear shot of Fuego, so thank you, Creator, for that. And I'm going to say goodbye now. So I just made it back to the car, and it was about a 45-minute walk here to the car, and we were there about 13,000 feet, and that's a couple thousand feet back to the car, I believe. And this are actually, it's already pretty dirty from today, and I still have to travel back down the volcano, and it's about an hour and a half back down to where we're going. Let's see, just over there where that white cloud is a city, and that's where we're gonna be, or I'm gonna be staying tonight. And tomorrow, I'm driving to Paracutin, and it's about 5.5 hours from where I'm going to be staying, and about another hour hiking to the volcano. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll do my best to remember to share and enjoy. So I'm actually driving right now. And I just felt so much joy and love for this moment. It's like so much peace where I'm at in the middle of these mountains, outside of cities. It's really where I find my most peace and joy. Away from all the energy of a town, and last night I ended up staying in a different place called Mazamitla, I believe was the name. Honestly, it was dark when I got there because the town I had planned to stay in, when I went into the town, it just didn't feel right. I don't know if you guys can see. This is a little town here in the mountains that I probably shouldn't be doing this while I'm driving, but anyways, I just wanted to share some of the beauty with you all. And so I wasn't able to stay in that town because it didn't feel right for me.
In 500 meters, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Independencia.
And so I ended up finding a place in this little mountain town. It was awfully cold last night. I was at 7,400 feet. But it was a great experience, and the town was nice. It was one of the Pueblo Magicas in Mexico, which is, it's one of those towns that hasn't lost its colonial feel or even its indigenous feel. And so I stayed there last night. Of course, there's no heat in the room, so you're bundled up in my jacket and things. And that's a tope I just went over. And in Mexico, if you drive or ride a bus or travel in Mexico, you will fastly become familiar with the tope. It is speed bumps that are placed all over. In fact, last night it was really difficult seeing the topes when I was driving, and you can really take out the whole bottom of your car around here in Mexico because they're just everywhere. So you have to be very mindful when you're driving here. Anyway, I just, I wanted to just share some thoughts with the camera, with you all, the world, myself, the consciousness. A lot of times I'm learning to share as my multidimensional self, which means that when I write or when I come on camera, or even when I'm out and about meeting people, it varies on who I am in a sense, based on the dimension that my consciousness is in at the moment. For instance, I'm driving today and I'm on this trip, and so a lot of the time my consciousness is going to have to be in the lower dimensions, because you can't drive in the higher dimensions. Sometimes your mind is completely shut off, if you will, in a certain way. It doesn't work the same way. We're not using the same parts of our brain in those dimensions, and so it's not easy to drive that way. And so sometimes, you'll hear me talk a certain way or share, and it seems that, maybe it's this way. And it has to do with the fact of coming in and out of the dimensions. Or like yesterday doing the work, it was a huge Stargate that we were opening there. And so the work there was more intense than like the last video I did, which was at La Laguna, and that was more of a portal. It's an entry point and exit point for energy within the grids, but it's not a main Stargate, and so therefore it doesn't require as much energy traveling through the vessel. So, and also clearing, it depends. If we're clearing a lot of energy at a place, then that can be very intense on the vessel as well. So I wanted to just explain that, because it's good to know what's happening, and there was something else I wanted to share. Now I can't quite remember what it is. Maybe for another time. Anyways, I'm on my way to Paracutin, and we are going to hike in, and I'm going to show you guys. It's the youngest volcano actually in the world, and it actually erupted and took out an entire town, but no one was hurt because of the speed of the lava flow. So anyways, we'll save it for then, and we'll say goodbye for now. So bye. The next stop on the journey was to go to the ruins at Paracutin, and this was where the volcan Tantitaro, Paracutin, it's really the same thing, had erupted in the 1940s and kind of destroyed an entire town, except the church, which is where I first went to. And while I was there, there was an indigenous grandmother, again, guardian of the land, whom I met. These folks there, they don't speak Spanish. They are the Purupecha indigenous tribe to this land. The language is very much, if you listen, I recorded some of the language, very similar to even light language. I sat in the altar with them for a long time, and when I came out, I made another video for you all, but for some reason I didn't hit the button. And so when I was in the altar space, which you will see in the coming up video, I was actually seeing visions of a crystalline pyramid that was going to go in that area. I make mention of it in a later video, so I wanted to come on and just kind of clarify that what you're going to see is actually volcanic field. It's a volcanic field that actually overtook a town. And this is the journey through Patacotin, the lava field to Tansi Totoro, which is the child volcano, which you will see in the upcoming videos. So we're here today doing the work, and we're surrounded by some of the indigenous people from this area who have come here today to this church, which is part of Patacotin. It actually survived the volcanic eruption, and so we are in the house of God. It is so beautiful because it is like of the whole town, this is what remains. And I'll take you outside and show you some more in just a moment. So I don't want to interrupt anyone else's time here. So I decided I was going to turn on the camera for a few minutes because I'm really excited about going through, I'm like driving through the volcanic field. I don't know how in the world. Mexicans are a very resilient people and hard working people. And how they managed to put a road through the middle of this lava field it's a feat. It's beautiful. So much gratitude to all the folks that worked on this road. It's not really a road, it's a dirt road. You need a 4x4 really to get it, but thank you God I have a all-wheel drive. So, you know, I thought I wanted to kind of just talk about Patacotin and what I'm feeling since waking up this morning. A whole new route came to me. This road wasn't on, it never came on my radar before today, and I never read any other way to get to Patacotin. This just kind of poof, it just showed up. when it needed to, because I think had I known about this, it would have altered my route yesterday. So, and every road that I take, every place that I go, it has purpose in the gridding. So right now we are gridding this whole section where there will be a crystalline pyramid. So we're actually doing some gridding work through the volcanic lava field. And when I was at Paracutin, I felt this, I talked about it before, this grandmother come in with, and she also had her granddaughter. And the two of them sat next to me in the church. It's called a church there where the altar is. And we sat in silence for a long time, maybe 20 minutes or so. And that's when I was receiving the visions and feeling the light codes, doing what they were doing. And the child and I, we connected quite a bit. She's actually a rainbow child. I felt it from her. And it was purposeful for all three of us to be there together. There was a lot of energy work taking place within on the soul level, on the light level, in preparation for that crystalline pyramid that will be here in that little child's future, no doubt. And what I was feeling was we had the ancestor there that was the keeper of the codes, and the protector of the land, so to speak. And then there was, I was facilitating as a conduit, and then the rainbow child was there because she represents the light that is going to be holding this place down. It was really beautiful. And I also realized at that time that this was not the child Stargate portion of the grid. This is actually within the field of the child. The child is Vulcan Tansitaro. I can't say it right now, I apologize. It's Tansitaro. And luckily there's I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so I can drive and talk to you at the same time. But anyways, that's the child. And so we're actually altering the route a little bit. I've decided to take a different way, even more from the altered route. So I'm going to alter to the altered, and going closer to the volcano so that we can do the work there of connecting that Stargate. That's the child there with the mother and father, divine masculine, divine feminine, that we worked with yesterday, to completely bring this grid section of the crystalline grid online, which activates this entire field where Paracutin is, which will hold the crystalline pyramid in the future of Gaia. So here comes the car. I'm going to pull over. 22 on their license plate. You have to love it. The creator is so beautiful. I mean, just the whole way that consciousness unfolds is perfect, and I love it. And so anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say that, what was happening. And because oftentimes, it may look like it's a planned, strategic trip, and you got to go here, here, and here, and really it's you have a feeling of kind of where you're supposed to go, and then it unfolds in the now. And in the now, it can be anything. And wow, I just drove into an amazing forest. It's really beautiful here. I'm going to stop for just a minute and just show you this, because here's the dust clouder. But if it'll focus, there it goes. So this, all around this lava field is like all of these religious structures. And I know that religion has kind of a bad rap in spirituality, because it is the masculine kind of thing, or the one thing. I don't know, I'm not getting into it with anyone, but it does bring a sort of sanctity to the land. It does add a reverence, so that when people visit, they open their hearts. And when we are in a place that carries light like this, and we open our heart, then we can receive. It doesn't matter what we believe. we are able to receive, and that starts to talk to our DNA. That starts to wake us up. So there is purpose in religion. There is purpose in having all of this religious relics, and the fact that the church was the only structure that withstood the volcano. I mean, it's so amazing. And the altar to be in place as it is, it's all part of the divine plan, to draw people here, to say that this is a place for the light of God, the light of creation. And it's just part of the future of Gaia. So I'm going to get back to driving. I love you so much, and see ya. So it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just made it to as far as I'm going to go, to Tansitaro. And I've realized after talking to the locals that Paracutin and Tansitaro es mismo, it's the same. So where we were was at the lava flow of Paracutin. And now we are here. Let me show you. Here, let's see, I'm just try not to mess the camera too fast for you. But if you can see, I mean, there's the steam coming out. It's like so amazing. And it was such a beautiful drive to get here, through the mountain, like mountain forest. It was so beautiful. But I'm gonna put the camera up and do the work because it's getting dark and I need to get to a hotel and I need to get out of the woods. So let me put this in here. I think I got it set where you'll be able to see some of it at least. I'm gonna tune in to it. Ya kalau shana kaina kaita nakatau. Wakana kaila naka. It's done. It's done. Ah! This whole section just lit up. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna just put this. Look, we have friends. They're here. they're here. O nakala usha nakaina tale oka na ikaiula inakaya shakanuka. Anakaya. All of us are here together as one consciousness for the benefit of humanity, the collective consciousness of Gaia, for the solar system, galaxy, universe, and creation itself, for love, for peace. We are one, we are one, we are one. I love you all so much, so much. You just don't know how much love. We are so much love. It's unfathomable and it's amazing. And I'm this beautiful child volcano. Tansitaro. Smoking, steaming. This is the volcano that created all of that volcanic stuff that we saw at Paracoutin, where the churches and the lava fields that we were driving through. And we're here in this huge pasture with the cows, and here is the forest. And we're driving through the forest on this magnetic road. It is so amazing out here. I'm all alone in the middle of nowhere, but I'm really not alone because I can be alone. Because we are one and we are connected through consciousness that we are. Feel me right here. I'm here. I love you so much. Oh my God, God bless you. Love you. Be loved. Bye. Buenos dias, amados, which means good morning, beloved. I am in Uruapan, Mexico. And this is where I stopped last night after doing the work at Paracoutin and Tansitoro. And Uruapan is the second largest city in the state of Michoacan, so it's a little busier than I like to stay. But I had to come here because of this national park that I'm standing in right now. It really called me. It's absolutely amazing. Tropical jungle, water, just oasis of love. I mean, Gaia is just filling me. The elementals are just filling me this morning. It's absolutely fantastic. We're just kind of gridding this area, spreading some light for the visitors that are going to come, and recharging because I have expended a lot of energy the last few days, so I'm kind of recharging here at the park this morning. I'm going to make a couple of stops, and then I'm heading to a retreat for a couple of days in the mountains just to unplug and recharge and just have some me time, and then I'll finish the journey out. So enough about that. Let me show you some of the park. I just wanted to share a little bit with you this morning because it's absolutely amazing and it will fill you up. So I'm going to turn the camera. Okay. I'm currently on these stairs. As you can see, we are just surrounded by flora of tropical nature. And I came from this way. And let's see. I hope I'm not going too fast. I don't want to make anybody sick. So I want to come down here. These guys are getting their stand ready to sell souvenirs. thanks for sharing that moment with me. I trust that you picked up the energy here. It's fantastic. Such a lovely place. And I look forward to exploring the rest of it in silence and just connecting with it. So enjoy your day, enjoy this moment, enjoy every single thing that you are. I love you so much. You are beautiful, you are wonderful. We are one consciousness, having an amazing experience together as one. I love you so much. Bye-bye. So real quick, I just wanted to share with you, I was guided to hike up here, and this is like the headwaters are coming out, and so I hiked up to here, and there's actually this structure here, but here where the water is coming, and then it's going down into the park. Just right here, I was guided to stand and open a portal. And so now this is connected, and this water will just be constantly encoded as it's going out. It is absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can from here. So we're like at the top of this waterfall here. But this is what I wanted to show you. Look at this banana tree. Wow. It is so amazing. I mean, just look how big the trunk of this thing is. I've never seen one so big. Look, it's huge. I can't even all the way around it. I thought you guys would like to see it. And I wanted to share this portal spot with you so you could get the light codes as well. So, that's it. Bye-bye. Good morning. We are in Morelia, Mexico this morning, and this is the capital city of Mexico, of Michoacan in Mexico. And I was called here for a few reasons. One was to get some rest. Yesterday, or actually the day before when I was talking with you all, we were in Uruapan, and had just finished the work at the volcanoes, and I was heading out the next morning to what's called Los Azufres, and that was high in the mountains of Michoacan, above 10,000 feet, and it was really, really freezing. I was in a cabin that didn't have heat. And they did let me use a little space heater that they had, thank goodness. But it was very cold and I wasn't able to really get much rest. But it was purposeful. I was there to work with the land and also with myself. So it was a beautiful time. But yesterday morning, as soon as I could leave, I got up and I came here to the city of Morelia, where I have been called to do some work and then also just to rest and walk around the city yesterday. And also, while I was walking around the city of Morelia, I was called to this place. It was just like there were tables outside and people were having, lunch or drinks or whatever. And so I sat down and ordered something to drink and just, kind of went into 0 point observer mode and just watched the whole symphony play. Like the leaves were falling from the trees, people were walking, talking, a little child next to me was just laughing and staring at me, and it was so amazing. And I noticed there was an older gentleman that was sitting by himself, and I kind of felt his energy tune in a couple of times, and then he was gone, and before I knew it, he was standing next to my table. And he came to my table. I'm gonna just set this down for 1 second. I'm in the city, so I don't want to take it off too much, but there's no one around right now. he came to my table and he said, "Are you going to Pátzcuaro?" And I said, "Well, yes, I'm going to Pátzcuaro tomorrow," which is where I'm going this morning after I make this video and show you guys the city a little bit and the parking garage open so I can get my car. So the long story short is that he sat down with me at my table and we started talking about spirituality, and he spent 20 years in Pátzcuaro getting his spiritual training, and we talked about kind of the evolution of spirituality into, you know, the full-blown awakening. And his soul called for an activation, so we left the restaurant and went into the park that was adjacent and sat there, and, you know, I connected in with his soul and did an activation for him, and he just started crying so deeply, and you know, was saying what a beautiful day, a special day this was for him. And so we were just like, you know, full of love and joy and embraced, and, you know, and then that was it, you know, like for me the journey was over with him, and so I bid him farewell and, you know, went to dinner and went back to my room and went to bed, and it was really a beautiful thing. And you know, yesterday I was deciding whether to stay in Morelia after I did the work at the cathedral or go to Pátzcuaro, and so I just stopped there on the street and went deep within inside and asked, you know, myself, what was I to do? And the message came very clear that I needed to stay here, and so I did, and I ended up meeting that beautiful soul that was a guardian of Pátzcuaro, and then doing a further activation for his own journey. You know, we'll take him deeper inside his own self, because this is the message I left him with. Everything that you seek is inside of you. You know, there's nothing I can teach you. It's all inside of you. And that's the answer for all of us. You know, the answers lie within our own heart, and always we can find them there. So, and I ended up having a really nice dinner, organic lettuce and beautiful Michoacan vegetarian food, which was really, really a blessing, because I've been eating sparsely on the trip, because it's a lot of meat and cheese on this part of the country, and so I was really blessed with a beautiful meal and a nice comfortable bed last night. So thank you, Creator. Now enough about what's going on. I want to show you guys a little bit of Morelia and the cathedral that I worked in yesterday. So right now I'm in the Central Plaza. I'm gonna turn. Okay, so I just stayed right here last night, which is right across from the Central Plaza here in Morelia. This is all 16th and 17th century architecture. It's a beautiful, beautiful centro into this city. I walked yesterday in the centro, and I just love the architecture. I love the old buildings, and I especially love the big doors. I don't know why, but I just love them. So mainly what I wanted to show you guys this morning was, I'm going to walk out on the streets because they're closed down for COVID. Actually, the whole city shut down at 7 p.m. last night for COVID, so it was kind of nice because it was real quiet. And so here we go. This is the cathedral that I was called to come and activate some of the relics and icons inside of the church yesterday, as I went in and light encoded these and opened portals. This church was completed over a span of 100 years. It was from like 1640 to 1740, and it's absolutely beautiful. I won't take you inside just out of reverence for the church and those folks that are in there right now, but I did take some pictures, and I'm going to share that with you guys as well. So this is Morelia. We are situated kind of in the middle of the mountains. We're at about 8,000 feet here. Again, this is like the old architecture. I'll just kind of pan around. And yeah, so for sharing that, and I will see you guys in Pátzcuaro. Have a nice day. Enjoy. I love you. Pátzcuaro. Let's see. That down there is Pátzcuaro. And there's a lake right behind these trees. And currently, let me get my stuff. Currently, I am standing on the top of Volcán El Escribo. El Escribo. And it's about 8,000 feet. So we're about, I don't know how many feet we are above the town, but I did drive part way in the last 2 kilometers. Had to hike up. And the very, very top on which I'm standing, you have to take a flight of stairs, 422 stairs, which is a beautiful number. It really is about master builder creating a new reality for yourself. Buenos dias. And that's what we're doing here today. We are creating a new reality for the collective consciousness of our planet by opening this portal space within the diamond grid section that we're working on here in Mexico. It's a really beautiful place, and I'm at 8,000 feet and I'm winded because it's a long walk when the air is thinner and I'm used to being at sea level. So it's quite a workout. And I'm already a little tired because I am coming at the tail end of the journey, and it takes a lot of energy to do this through all dimensions, especially the physical body. Driving, reading signs in a different language, trying to speak to people in a different language that don't understand English. So I'm using my mind a lot because I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I know enough to get by. But it can be challenging sometimes. So 422 stairs at 8,000 feet. Got me a little winded this morning. I'm going to walk over to the stairs and just show you, and also give you a glimpse of the, the lake and the island, which I'm not sure how to pronounce, that we're going to be working with after we get down from here and drive back into the city. So, just for perspective, this is 422 stairs that lead back down from whence I just came, which is still quite a ways up on the volcano. And then let's see if I can manage to get out here enough to show you. There's the islands. There's a few, like 3 islands I believe, out here in the lake that we're going to be working with. The main one, it has a statue of one of the revolutionaries from Mexico. You can actually hike up into it, and that's it, that little white thing there on the island. So I just wanted to tune in with you from up here at the top, and another piece of the grid section activated. Many people I passed coming up here, walking, bringing their dogs, jogging. It's a very frequented site, so lots of people going to come in and be held in the arms of the Creator here, receiving light. It's such a wonderful, wonderful gift to humanity, and I thank you for sharing it with me this morning. Blessings. So I made it down to the Embarcado. This is the launch where the boats will take off and go out to the island. And I received that I wasn't going to go out to the island today, that I would just actually walk to the spot that I'm standing in now and open the source portal and connected right in and did the work from here. And so that's the island right there. And we just connected in with it and with this water here. And I thought I would just show you guys a little bit of Michoacan, Mexico. Out here today there will be all of these fishermen with these huge butterfly nets It's really a spectacle that they do for the tourist, and it's very beautiful. If I think about it, I'll put a picture of it in the presentation when I do it. And so here we are at the little launch, and there's like all of this stuff in the water. It's called Lydia, and it is really bad stuff. It kind of wraps around the boat's propellers, and it also takes swimmers and wraps around them, so they don't advise swimming where the Lydia is because people have drowned. But anyway, on a more positive note, I just wanted to walk with you through the market as I walk back to the car and show you a little bit of Pátzcuaro. Today's Saturday in Mexico. Saturday and Sunday are huge days for the family. There'll be tons of people out here today. It's actually only around 9:30 or 10, and Mexicans don't really get going that early. So I like to do a lot of things in the morning time because there's less people around, so the traffic is easier too. So this is like one of the little market stalls, and they're everywhere, the artisanals. And then you have all the musicians up here. These guys will be playing all day long. And buenos días. And more of the artisanal. And there's where you can get your ticket for the tour. So, yeah, just a little fun for you guys this morning. All of Pátzcuaro is painted this way with the white and then the red, like every building in the whole town. It's really fun how that happens. So anyways, a little bit of Pátzcuaro, and our work here is finished. I'm gonna have some breakfast and head on to the next spot. So enjoy your day. Hi, so we are here at the archaeological zone of Iguajitsil. I just finished doing the work. I thought the camera was on, but it wasn't, so it wasn't something to share. There was a lot of clearing that needed to take place on the land, and so we were bringing a lot up through the vessel out this time. And then opening the portal and bringing in the new higher frequency energy. We're actually out kind of, let's see, let me just pan around for you guys, see the mountains, and we're out kind of in the middle of nowhere again, and that's okay. It's really beautiful out here, and this is, like I said, it's called Iguajitsil. This is part of Pátzcuaro, and the next place we're going to go, that is, it's an energy line that has multiple portals on it. It was, these sites were built by the Purépecha people. They are Nojaros. And actually, this is really cool. Right now, I just noticed that I can see the statue from the island that we just worked at. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it right there. So we're just working this line, and you know, these tribes that were here, the indigenous folks, they were very connected to energy still, and you can see where we were this morning at El Escribo. There was actually oh, the word has just escaped me. Glyphs, hieroglyphs, indicating that it was a portal there, a stargate there. So yeah, it's really beautiful. And you know, I don't know if those were the ones that founded it or what, but they were definitely in tune to build these structures. Where we are here was like the commerce area. And there were sacrifices at these places that we are visiting today. This particular, not in Pátzcuaro itself, but here in Hiwatzio, and the next place we're going to go, which is a really difficult word because it is in the native language. It's not Spanish. It's a little more difficult to pronounce. It's actually in the same language that at Paracutin, the folks that were there, the grandmother, remember, that the language that she spoke, because they are the original guardians of this land. And so now we've done the work here. As you can see it up, a lot of this has to do with COVID that I'm running into at these archaeological sites. However, it's okay. It doesn't deter us from doing the work. We can simply connect in to the structures and the land and do what's needed to be done. So we've cleared a massive amount of dense energy from this part, connecting it in with what we've been working on, and actually bringing in some more vibrant, higher frequency light. So we're going to move on into the next archaeological spot, which will be the last one on this particular grid section that we are working from Pátzcuaro up. I'll work on trying to understand how to pronounce the name, or at least a sign. I can show it to you. So I'll see you when we get there. Bye. nakana, naka. Oh, oh, nakana, nakana. Oh, nakana. We are.
Head southwest on Avenida Las Yucatas.
My GPS. Oh my gosh. We are here at, I cannot say it. It's like Zanzing. I don't know. But it means the place of the hummingbird. So I can say that. Oh my gosh. I'm actually not on the pyramidal structure. There are a few here. These are round pyramids, not found anywhere else. It's very different and beautiful. However, when I went to the entrance of the archaeological zone, it was, of course, closed today. So I had gotten the call coming up that this was going to be the spot. So I came back down to this spot, and I'm actually on someone's private property. Just, sorry, fast, but just barely. We're just right around the corner from the road, and we're here. The ruins actually stretch farther back, and I got a couple of pictures to show you. And if you're up there, you can actually see the lake Pátzcuaro out here that we've been working this all morning. Excuse me. But this thing just lit up. I mean, wow. Oh, so much light, so much love just coming through. Huge birthing experience here. Wow. We just connected this whole section. It's just so beautiful. Oh, God, I love it so much. And I love you so much. And even if we're just right here, we are still, you know, connecting in to the energy field here. So this is perfect. There's no mistakes in creation. It's not a big deal that we couldn't get in, because we are right here with these structures that are really here just indicating this whole energetic portal and field. And that's just part of why these structures are on our planet. They are placeholders. They were also utilized. This was the ceremonial site of the Purépecha that we have been working the energy grid of that indigenous culture, the Nahuatl, similar to the Aztecs, but the Aztecs weren't able to conquer here. So they were holding these grids down, and what you know, where the folks came from, or what kind of influence that they had outside, you know, higher consciousness influence, that I cannot speak to. I can say that we have lots of structures that have been left for us as placeholders, so that we haven't built civilization on their cities and things of that nature. Exactly where they were meant to. I mean, the divine plan goes so into every single detail of creation is divinely guided to the placement of every hair on our heads, every blade of grass, every brick that is in this structure. This time period now that we find ourselves in, the time period when these were built, it's all so perfect. Now we're here today, taking this huge step in evolution for our planet, for consciousness, for humanity, and the collective consciousness of Gaia. And I am just elated and full of joy to share with you consciousness, watching consciousness, whenever, at whatever point in time this video is ever seen, or if it's ever seen. It's all happening now. In the quantum field, this is an eternal now moment that will always exist as the eternal now. So thank you for sharing in the eternal now with me. I'm on my way to, I don't know, wherever I'm supposed to go tonight, to be concluding this journey in the next couple of days. So I'll see ya. Thank you so much for tuning in, for yourself, for consciousness, for love. I love you so much. Hi. We are at the top of Vulcan Tequila. And it's a she. It's the divine masculine, the divine feminine of a section of this Stargate that I've been working. Actually, Christos and I took a bus through a town called Mascota and to a Lake Chapala in November. And Chapala was where the masculine was. And Mascota is where the child is. And Volcan Tequila is, it's a 9,000 foot volcano, inactive volcano, just outside of Guadalajara, in the state of Jalisco, Mexico. And oh, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. The valley is down there where there's just tons of agave plants, because this volcano has created such a fertile soil for the agave. And so they just grow tequila, you know, like not tequila, but the agave for tequila, all over the valley here. Excuse me, but you can see that she's just spectacularly littered with these beautiful trees. And this is actually the road that I had to come up on. It's quite quite bumpy, but thank you to my chariot, my car, for getting me up here. Today is actually the same day that I was in Pátzcuaro and the other two archaeological sites that I shared with you. I've been in the car since then, like 6 hours. So I just got here and I was guided to come as far as I could up the volcano. So not quite to the summit because there's a locked gate. So I can't get in. So I'm kind of tired. Well, not kind of, I am. I'm tired. And I'm going to drive to Mascota, where the child volcano is. We just birthed. Like, boom, you know, the divine feminine just like let it go into the grids. And we brought in the cosmic frequencies. So I have done some work at the child, but I'm guided to go back there tomorrow. It's called Menacate, and Volcan Menacate, and completely activate this whole grid section. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. But I gotta get there, and that's still a few hours up the road, and it's already getting the end of the day. So that's it for now. Thanks. Love you so much. Oh my God. Oh. 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 We did it. We did it. We did it. I've been so excited this morning. I can feel it. Just give me a minute. I'll turn the camera. Okay, I don't know what I did. Maybe I turned off the video. Wow. Okay. So, I'm in Mascota. I got to Mascota last night about 8 o'clock. I was really, really tired. I didn't sleep much the last few nights, so last night I got a good night's sleep. I feel great today. And I felt, a good meditation this morning. And when I was in Muskota in November, we took a taxi because we didn't have our own car. And I came to Volcan Manajete, which is, it's just behind this tree. You can't see it a ways. And our taxi driver wouldn't come any further because obviously he didn't want to damage his car. So yesterday I went to Volcan Tequila. And in November, I went to Mount Garcia over at Chapala, which is another volcano, very dormant volcano. And that was the masculine, and Tequila was the feminine. And this guy behind me is called Volcan El Puerto, or La Puerta, excuse me. It means the door. It means the door, and it indicates the child. And very specifically here, this one out here was where I was called to open the work. I don't know, it's really hard to see with the camera, but beyond these trees, all through here is a very huge fertile valley. Absolutely, it's beautiful. And all I have been seeing last night is this huge crystalline city in that valley. And today we activated the whole grid section. So it just lit up out here, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful day. My God, it is amazing out here. I absolutely love Muskota. It has such a very pure, serene energy. The sun is in my eyes, so I'm gonna turn that way. Maybe that will be better. Maybe it won't, but yeah, so we're in Muskota. We just activated the child portion of this diamond grid. Yesterday we birthed at the Divine Feminine, which was Volcan Tequila. And November we went to the Divine Masculine where I picked up the codes, and that was at Lake Chapala. And we are here this morning. We've just done the work. We've activated it. I've been so giddy, like driving out here. I almost turned the camera on because I was like, I can feel you. I'm coming. You know, it just feels so amazing. Like when I'm in the car and I'm going to one of these places, it's like it calls to me in such a way that I'm like, oh, a little bird. I'm like a little child. Or, you know, like whenever you haven't... like when you haven't seen a loved one in a long time, or a lover, and they've been gone, and you're going to see them after so long, and you like, oh, you can't wait to get there. You just feel it like pulling you. That's how it is. You know, it's like the beloved is here, and I can feel the beloved, and it is pulling me, and I'm like, when I come, I'm in union, and it feels so amazing. It's so beautiful, and I get to share that with you guys, you know, because we are one consciousness doing this, and it's beautiful to observe ourselves. You know, our authentic expression is, you know, each one of us. It's our own authentic expression, but we are the source within each expression. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to be able to observe that, you know, observe ourselves within other. And that's the gift, you know, that's the gift of coming into this other, you know, vessel, and waking up in it, that we get to all communicate and be together, as one consciousness, but as individual fractals of that one consciousness expressing itself. And that's the beauty. So yeah, this morning I'm in Muskota, and I have a really great surprise today. Muskota is 3 hours from Puerto Vallarta, so I'm almost back to where I started. But this morning, Christos got on a bus, and he'll be here in about an hour. And I was so excited because I haven't got to see him in a week. And we are going to finish out the last little leg of this trip, and that is going to San Sebastian And there is a place called La Bufa. It is a place in the mountains that actually overlooks the whole entire valley. We're Puerto Vallarta and the ocean, and we're going to connect that spot to that Stargate today. So I'm excited about that, and I'm really excited that Christos is coming, and I'm really excited to be here this morning in this portal. We've connected it, and I hope you guys enjoy the light, the love, and your day. We did it, Christos. This is La Bufa. La Bufa is 89. Christos, how many meters or feet are we? 8,200 feet. Christos, you want to say hi?
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, we're 8,200 feet above Puerto Vallarta, which is down there. And oh, it was a crazy drive coming up here today. But I wanted to show this to you again because it's so beautiful. And you can receive the light and the energy. Again, thanks for sharing this journey with me, and now me and Christos, and yourselves as one consciousness, as love. Thank you. I love you. And that's the end of connecting those sections of the diamond grid here on the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt. There are still 2 more sections that need to be connected. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt runs from Veracruz, Mexico, all the way across. It's like across Mexico City. It goes all the way across the country, over here to where we were down in Colima, Pátzcuaro, Puerto Vallarta, and where we were in Nayarit last month. So you can look that up. It's the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt. And so I will do my best to continue to share. This is a lengthy video because I did do 8 days. It's the longest of the trips that I have to do here in Mexico this year. So thanks for sticking with it, for sharing the love, the light, for understanding, what is taking place within our collective light body and blueprint and consciousness. And enjoy your life here, enjoy love, enjoy every single moment that you are here. I love you so very much, and I thank you as consciousness for all the work that you are doing for the One as the One. I love you all so very,